stay dangerous. Catch Tim Black live on the most dangerous show in America, Sundays, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Times. Don't miss out on the real. Stay dangerous.
Now, there you go. I can't wait till it's my
Yo, what's up, people? How y'all doing? What's cracking? How's everybody feeling? Are we live? We're live. We're live. We're up on the marquee, man. What's up, people? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up, my people, my people, my people? You're tuned into the most dangerous show in America. I'm your host, Tim Black. Man, you know, I don't want to be a news guy because I can't be a news guy. I can be, but what I can be and what I intend to be is your commentary guy. What does that mean, Tim Black? What's the difference? When they tell you the news, I'll tell you what the news means. They tell you what happened, I'll tell you why it happened. They lied to you, I expose them. They spew propaganda, I tell the truth. Big difference. So, with that in mind, folks, give it up for my moderators, Buck Bewley, Black Mamba, and the one and only, Ebony. Make sure I got everything turned on over here. We're good. As you can see, we're running a little late tonight. A little late. But I hope to make up for it with the content. You know, hasn't really been that much going on the last couple of days that wasn't already going on. But that's okay, because I got unique takes on it. I've been going through a little bit of back and forth with people on the internets. And I know I shouldn't be going back and forth with people on the internets. I know better. I know better, but I don't often do better just because I know it. Anybody relate to that? You know what I'm saying? You know better, but you still do it because you get mad or you let it trigger you. Or maybe you just feel like, hey, let's mix it up a little. Yeah, I don't think I was triggered. I think I was more like, what, me? What? Man, I sure hope a Jamu Baraka wants to have a debate. You know? Yeah, man, I hope he does. I hope he does. It'll be a pleasure to bring that for my audience. See, I think it's important that the audience gets an opportunity to learn from Dr. Jamu Baraka. Yeah, we need to all learn from these scholarly people who tell us how dumb we are, how we don't get it. I know I can use the benefit of their expertise. Yeah, I can use the benefit of their knowledge. Okay, went to a Jama explains to me how by upholding a system that puts black people on the bottom in America, the country they built for free against their will, somehow helps Africans. Well, I guess I know why, because we would be on the bottom. But maybe you can explain to me how that helps us. How does it help us, for us, to continue to allow our borders to be overrun with people from all across the globe? How does that help black people? I want to understand, because they keep trying to make the point that not wanting my border overrun, not wanting the cost of labor going in the toilet, is somehow white supremacist. It's as if they don't have kids. It's as if they don't pay bills. Oh my God, maybe some of them don't. Now, I start realizing a lot of people in this progressive type stuff, some of these people, they be in such a bubble. They be in such a bubble, man, that they're not even used to talking to regular people, you know, working people, regular people. They're not used to that. They can't be. Because if you went around a bunch of working class black folks and you told them they need to shut up and take it, when Biden opened up the border and let in 20 million motherfuckers for them to compete against for jobs they already had that weren't paying well, they'd be like, get your ass out of here. You know, but for some reason, they think it's the correct path. So I look forward to it. Jamu Baraka, my invitation stands, sir. I'm not going to spend any more time tonight roasting it, talking about it. It's pointless. I hope that you will come on and give us the benefit of your expertise or your book skills or your Marxist talking points about how wrong it is for black people trying to protect the little bit of America that we have, for us trying to protect the little bit of a future that we have for our children. And how you have this big plan, how you and all those revolutionaries that rock with you have it all figured out, how you're going to make it so my kids can have a life, that my son and my daughters can have a life in this country. Unless you think we all need to go back to Africa. I don't know what your plan is, but I can't wait to hear it. I'm really ecstatic, folks. I can't wait to hear them. I cannot wait to hear this. I know it's got to be this grand plan that they haven't been able to execute on. Up till now, hasn't been executed on at all. But for some reason, it's going to happen. And it's black people like me that are the problem. We're holding it back. We're cowardly because we don't go after capitalism. The fuck? That's how you know they haven't been living in the real world. Yeah, they've been in some liberal arts class, talking to some white teacher. Maybe the former Van Jones. Remember Van Jones when he was radical? That lasted about 2 minutes. We gonna have fun, fam. Folks, I bring you America. I love how people say they can't stay in America, they hate America, but they still live in America. I'm wondering. And I don't want to sound like Archie Bunker, man, but look, leave. But before you leave, write all your proceeds, all your assets, all your properties, anything that you have attained in this godforsaken, sinless, sinful country, sinful, full of sin country, leave everything to black Americans because we need it. Yeah, write all that shit off. Write it all, give it to a black American that's going to stay here and tough it out. Yeah. I mean, I'm just keeping it 100 with you, man. I'm tired of the rhetoric. I'm tired of these motherfuckers talking like they going to go somewhere and do some shit. You ain't going to go no goddamn where. You ain't going to do nothing but go open a non-government organization or a 501c or 3 or something and make money off the shit. All of you. Y'all really don't want to fuck with me. You really don't. But I'm looking forward to the ones that are froggy. I'm looking forward to the conversation because other than theoretical nonsense, other than analytical pontificating and elaborate rhetoric of peace and kumbaya and shit, you ain't got nothing to show for nothing you talking about. And all I'm telling you is fentanyl's crossing our borders, jobs, wages have gone down, black men who used to raise their families. Once upon a time, black families were able to have the wife stay at home, the husband work. You know, after the system got through, taking us through the mass industrial complex incarceration, we were able to go get tradesman jobs in construction, jobs laying drywall, jobs laying concrete, jobs plumbing. Now those jobs have almost been exclusively taken over by a new incumbent, a new wave of people coming to America. And you think we should just take that and say, so well, guess that's how it is. We could just all go drive Uber. You know, everybody can't go form an organization and collect donations. You know what I'm saying? He's saying motherfuckers couldn't even start a YouTube show and make money off of it, but they got to go create organizations, take donations from whites, bunch of white liberals, white progressives, instead of actually doing anything for a living. It's like 1 out of 8 of them, and 1 of them was able to create a living, and all the other 8, who knows what the fuck they do? Sponge off the one that made success, and Lord knows what they had to do to get that, right? Miss me with your bullshit. Man, I got all the receipts and I will go hard. I will come through. I will throw elbows. I'll be like, meta world peace up in this mofo. You don't want to see me. I'll be foul. I'm going to be fouling y'all. I'm going to be foul and be like, damn, this is an habitual line stepper. What I'm trying to tell you folks is they're not ready for the real conversations. I'm down to debate, fam. I'm down to have a conversation. Stephen Crowder and his people reached out. They wanted me to come on this show. They want to be a part of one of them Jubilee type panel things. And I'm like, dog, I don't want to do that. I don't want to sit there with a bunch of corny ass black conservatives trying to tell me that you're right. Trying to tell me that the sky ain't blue, grass ain't green, and water ain't wet. All because white people gave them some money. I don't want to do that. Look, I told Stephen Crowder's people, I'm like, look, I'd love to come on your show, but it'd have to be me and Stephen having a conversation. I think the world would benefit from it. How about it? Ghost. Haven't heard back. Yeah. And I wondered if I did the right thing, because it would really help the brand if I could have a debate with Steven Crowder, but the way they set it up, it was just going to be Mandingo games. I'm not saying I'm unwilling to take a mallet to the head of a Sambo soldier, but I'm saying, damn, how will I sleep at night? Knowing that Candy sat back and smoked a cigar and laughed while the niggas fought. I just can't do it, Johnson. I refuse to do it. So how's everybody, man? How's your weekend been? You guys been all right? Yeah, man. I know. I've been over here fighting the cold so long, man. Like, damn, man, this cold needs to go away, man. It's actually getting a little bit better, though. I got my cough drops. I got some water. I didn't have time to grab my tea, but that's okay. I want to say what's up to the 10 Black Wolfpack in the building, man. Let me see if anybody's here, man. I really don't know. These days, the algorithm been kicking me in my ass, man. Look, I fucked up, guys. I did well. Yeah, you can do well and get screwed over. This media game's dirty. I did well. I had 2 viral Charlie Kirk videos. It messed up my whole algorithm because those Charlie Kirk viewers didn't want us to hear nothing about black people, even though I was anti-Charlie Kirk. Still, the YouTube kept sending for the next month, they sent all my videos to Charlie Kirk people. As you can imagine, they weren't that concerned about black people's shit. That's what I get for doing well. I didn't know I was going to go viral twice. He had a video on Facebook that went 950,000 views. Can you believe this shit? I didn't ask for this. I just put out content. I say how I feel. So few people say real shit, drop dimes, drop truth bombs, that your kid does 1 million views just talking shit, just off the top of the head. No script, no friends, no Matt Taibbi. No Mark Lamont Hill coming through the cosign. No name people on the channel, just me. Damn! But there's a downside. Yeah, it's a downside. The downside is that it's lonely in the middle. Man, we got the 10 Black Wolfpack in the house. Let me tell you about these people, man. Let me tell you about the people that watch this show. They're crazy. They're crazy as hell, man. I got some crazy people that watch the show, man. Real talk, man. You go on X or check me out on TikTok or Facebook. I be some crazy people, man. They wild as me, man. They punchlines be punching. They be throwing Mike Tyson punchlines. Them joints hurt. Yeah, man. I love them, man. I got number love for my people, my people, my people. Jorge Pinnell's up in the building, as well as Elizabeth Honey or Hooney. I don't know how you pronounce it. Black Rose in the building. Is that Denise? They still got the names jacked up, man. I still see names. I still seeing the names kind of jacked up over here. I don't know what it is, man. You post the people's names on the screens while we have a little conversation. Yeah, man, I appreciate y'all supporting this content. Yeah, I know how it is. I know how it is. You know how it is? I know how it is. Got this little light on over here. Hey, you guys, everybody ready for Christmas? Ready for the holidays? It's okay to say hell no. Man, we got too many holidays, Johnson. Now I know why my mom was a Jehovah's Witness. She's just cheap. Yeah, I was like, I get it now. Yeah. It's like when my kids got a little older, I realized, that's why you believed in that. Yeah, okay. Save on birthdays and Christmases. That's a great deal. When you broke, that's the best religion to be. Everybody changed religions when you hear that. Oh, wait, what? What? You don't celebrate Christmas? Then when you had kids, you'd be like, not such a bad religion after all. This guy's throwing on me. Shout out to WD up in the building, man. Thank you, WD. Man, I'm trying to tell y'all. Jorge say he been around this joint since 2019. You know what it is, fam. You know what it is. I'm gonna be hurting some feelings tonight. You guys ready for some feelings to be crushed? I like crushing feelings. And what I mean by that is people be believing dumb things. Yeah, sometimes we believe dumb things we shouldn't believe, Johnson. Sometimes we believe things that we have no business believing in. You know what I'm saying? You know, like the Democrats. Yeah, they got no reason at all to believe in these people. None whatsoever. You better off believing in Tooth Fairy, motherfucker. Yeah, believing in Democrats and Republicans, that's crazy talk. Santa coming down your chimney too? What kind of goofy shit is this? But we all did it at some point. At one point or another, people, at one point we didn't know what we know now. So we have to have patience and grace for those who are still, you know, they're still under the ascension of the learning curve. Yeah, they haven't figured it out yet. They look at AOC and they go, potential. I saw something the other day that said Ilhan Omar was worth like $2 like 4 years ago. Now she's worth like 30 mil. And you know, guys, I don't even know if that's accurate. It might be 20 million. But look, I don't know if it's accurate because they be making up stuff. Oh, that's one thing you got to know about the Republicans and conservatives. They will lie. They will lie, 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 lie. Woo! Will the Republicans lie? I want y'all to understand. They'll lie on their mama for a vote. Oh, they'll lie. Them some lying. They got PhDs and not telling the truth. Nobody gets lied to like white people. First of all, whiteness is a lie. So there's that. Damn. Motherfucker, you are Italian. You know, you were Italian a lot longer than you've been white. Your great-great-grandfather was that white. He was Italian, goofy. They made whiteness just to make some money. Some shit they made up so they'd be able to have slaves. Come on, man. And if you weren't a land-owning, rich white guy, you were just one step above it. You do realize this, right? So yeah, man, it's a lot of lying going on. So our job is to expose the lies and make sure things are clear, what's happening, you know? It makes you unpopular with the establishment, but smart people get it. Unfortunately, what's bad for me is that sometimes I gotta shit on their favorites. You know, like, I gotta call out popular black people and like culture, and they don't like that. You know, people that are seduced by cultural shit, like, you know, like rappers or singers or actors or musicians or politicians, particularly. You know what I'm saying? You got to call that out, and they're still, you know, they're during the days like, oh, Tyler Perry. There were people that was champion for Diddy, and still are. 50 Cent, you wrong for putting that out. Like, What if it's true? What if, you know, I don't know, man. So, you know, sometimes we got to do the truth telling thing. We're going to run into trouble. So tonight we will be telling the truth. We're going to make sense of the madness right here on the Tim Black Show, the most dangerous show in America. And we're going to do it with gusto, family, because, family, we are on a mission. Not like the Blues Brothers either. We're on a different type of mission. I'm not going to say it's from God, but I will say it does have its purpose based in something that is rooted in belief and in the high power. But I would never blaspheme and say it's from God. Speaking of blaspheming, I saw your boy, Cat Williams. He was on a podcast with the Obamas. Yeah, he was on the podcast with the Obamas. Michelle and her brother. I guess her brother's name is not Obama, is he? I don't know his name. But she was on, yeah, she was. And Cat Williams was there. And Cat, all I saw in the comments was how much praise Cat was getting, man. And don't get me wrong, I like Cat. But sometimes it gets really hard to listen to because everything he says is like, so Cat, where'd you grow up? Well, I was born in a little place. And being a child is not an easy thing when you come out of a uterus. It's a surprise, and there will be blood, and I enjoyed it. And it's like, don't get me wrong, man. I know we want to be deep and you want your shit to be meaningful, but sometimes some of the stuff Cat be saying, it don't really be all that deep, man. He just take a long time to say that shit. And I'm a Cat Williams fan. And I enjoy Cat Williams on there, actually. I did. And I got to admit, if it wasn't for Cat, I probably would not have been watching that podcast. I will also admit, having I got some similar shit with me that is similar to Cat Williams. Not only are we very close in age, but we both grew up Jehovah's Witnesses. And when I was a kid, just like Cat, I was in the books because my mom would not allow me to get involved in the worldly shit. And if you're from that religion, Jehovah's Witnesses, you know what I'm talking about. So we grew up the same, like under the same guys. In fact, that's why when I hear Cat talk about all the books he read, I know he's not lying. Or at least I know he could be telling the truth because I had a similar upbringing myself. In fact, when we moved to a place called Riverdale, Maryland, we lived down the street from a bookstore. People that are familiar with Riverdale, Maryland, may remember this bookstore. I say that to do a callback to those people from that area. There was a bookstore by the railroad tracks, and I used to go to the bookstore like 4 times a week. And I had such a great relationship with this used bookstore that after I read books, I was able to take them back to the store, sell them, and buy new books. I became very good friends with the bookstore owner and his mom. And I just had I had a room full of books. Now, don't get me wrong, I watch TV sometimes, but did I have a TV in my room? I don't know. Remember, we were young. We're old. So back then, there wasn't cable. There wasn't BET. We didn't have access to the things you have access to. And then being in that religion was limiting what we could access. So I relate to Cat Williams in that regard, that I had a lot of books. I read a lot of books. It was an outlet for me. And the close relationship to those books gave me some way to, I don't know, experience things I wasn't able to experience. So, so don't get me wrong, I'm a Cat Williams fan, but Jesus, it's like, But I encourage everybody to go check out Cat Williams talking to Michelle, Mrs. Obama. And you can see Cat was like, oh, he was stuck. He was like, oh, he wanted to be on his best behavior for this interview. And as much as I want to say, Cat, what you doing? I get it, bruh. I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. You know, what's he gonna do? Like it is a big deal to be on a podcast with Michelle Obama and to talk for 2 hours about various topics. None of them political. All of them about his life and about the world and stuff. So it was dope ass thing. I hope you guys go check it out. It will not do Shannon Sharp numbers because there's not a bunch of dirt in it. Yeah, he's not calling anyone out, so you probably won't hear much about it. But when he gets into his life, he talks about the things he's seen. He talks about his children. He talks about how they came to place. He talks about moving out. And Cat Williams has touched on these issues in other interviews, but it was just, he took his time. He took his time. I think he went deeper than usual. And I gotta say, I like when Michelle was just trying to be, I like this version of Michelle Obama. I do, I prefer this version. Not throwing her husband under the bus. And not trying to pontificate, like trying to talk to people like she is a psychologist. I don't know what her degree's in, but not to give people therapy, just having a conversation with Cat Williams and having natural reactions to things Cat says and in a back and forth that is just, it seemed authentic. So, yeah. And I know it's going to be people that shit on it and they won't watch it. They're probably shitting on it right now in the comments. Because that's a rule. We complain, we talk shit about things that we haven't tried because that's what we do. We don't have time, man. Oh, I know that's gonna be some shit. Okay. It's free. If you got, skim. And they got chapter markers so you can pick a chapter, So Tim, what does that got to do with the news? I told you I'm not a newsman, I'm a commentator. This is not a news show, this is commentary. I got a story. Well, a news story. A story that's in the news. How about that? And I'm going to give a take on it. It will be painful. That's me. I'm going to feel fine. You'll probably feel fine too. Because you are here. You're a regular watcher of the Tim Black Show. If you're a regular watcher of this show, then, you already know what to expect. Y'all hear about the white lady that cursed out the Somalians? Y'all see this? Yeah. We'll talk about that. Yeah, I gotta talk about it because it's so full of irony. It's so full of irony. I just need a little bit of starch to spray over that motherfucker and to heat it up. Throw a little water on it if you don't got no starch. Get the wrinkles out with that irony, fam. It is amazing. But I'm telling you, boy, the biggest gonna big it. Woo, biggest gonna big it. Good times. All right, man. So let's make sense of the madness right here on the most dangerous show in America. My people, if you're watching, wherever you're watching, hit like. Hit like right now, fam. Hit like, repost. Let people know that you're watching this show. Stop playing with them. Stop acting like you ashamed to share my content, man. I don't want people to know I'm watching Tim Black. This guy is a bad seed. He say mean things. Yeah, but I'm meaningful. How about that? How about we not be nice? Yeah, man. By and large, fam, too many of us try to be nice. Don't be nice. Be meaningful. Don't kiss ass. Kick it. Kick it. You don't understand. Shout out to Bernie Mac. Yeah, man. Stop. You can't be nice. No. Let's be meaningful. Let's be serious. Let's tell it like it is. And let's be dangerous. All right, guys. Let's roll. Yeah, baby.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Are you recording?
I'm gonna record you. Yes.
You want me to throw water on you? That's nigger. I am racist.
So idiot for
And
real.
you are a nigger.
You are an idiot. No,
I
I'm
am
not.
racist, and I'll say that to the whole entire world. Don't be disrespectful.
You ruin your life, by the way.
Oh, talking about
Bye.
you talking about respect? You talking about respect? You are fired from this place, motherfucker. You're not gonna be working here.
Suck it.
Suck what? Look how you
Suck
fucking look
it.
like.
What's wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with you, you fucking ugly bitch? Get the fuck out of my
Ugly?
face.
Talking about ugly?
Obviously, she's the best. She is the best, Johnson. Wow, she's amazing.
Did I stutter?
You're the ugliest person I ever seen in my life.
Good.
Fuck.
Your fucking
No, we
face
not.
or
No,
what?
we not. No, we not.
Because you know damn well you're a
That's
fucking
respect.
evil
That's
fuck.
respect. Keep squeezing that caramel, bitch. Get the fuck out of here.
That was meant for you.
There we go. Her name is Crystal Therese Wilsey. And as you can see, she got booked only a couple years ago, 2022. Child endangerment. Endangering children. X3. I don't know what that means. But I did look up some stuff because I wanted to know a little bit more about her. Wanted to know some more things about her. Okay. So as you can see, December 6th, this went viral. This happened at the Base Park Square Mall in Wisconsin. 43-year-old Crystal Wilsey. Gosh, man. It's starting already. 43-year-old Crystal Wilsey. 43 at the Cinnabon. Not knocking it. I'm just pointing things out. There was a Muslim couple, a black Somali Muslim couple. The incident has sparked widespread outrage, a swift firing, competing crowdfunding campaigns, and polarized online reactions. So she has more than one crowdfunding thing happening right now. She making paper, fam. So here's what we know. Here's what we know so far. The couple approached the counter to order cinnamon rolls and requested extra caramel sauce. According to the victim's relatives, Wilsey immediately displayed an unwelcoming attitude, including mocking the woman's hijab by saying, "You can see me squeezing it through that witchcraft bandana you're wearing on top of your head." Not the best jokes, but okay. The woman began recording on her phone. In the footage, Wilsey escalates, repeatedly using the N-word. "You NRs are ruining my life," calling the couple idiots and mother effers, and openly admitting, "I'm racist, and I'll say it to the whole entire world, don't be disrespectful." The couple responds by calling Wilsey an idiot and warning her that she's ruining her life and will be fired. The video lasts about 30 to 70 seconds, depending on the version of the video. Some supporters of Wilsey complain the couple harassed her first over service or cultural demands like wearing a hijab, but no pre-recorded footage has surfaced to substantiate this. The victim's family describes the interaction as unprovoked racism, leaving the woman traumatized and afraid to go outside. Wilsie's afraid to go outside. She shouldn't go outside. Isn't that how she got the child endangerment calls? The charge? Leaving her children inside while she went outside? She needs to stop going outside. The video was first posted on TikTok by the woman's cousin and quickly spread to X, Instagram, and news outlets, amassing millions of views within hours. So Cinnabon fired her ass like a .357 Magnum. They issued a statement today. They confirmed the employee was immediately terminated by the franchise owner. The company emphasized their actions do not reflect our values or the welcoming experience our guests deserve, yada, 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 yada. So they got a GoFundMe. Okay, and they got a Give Send Me Go. Got two of them. How much money? Anyways, you got two of them. I know one of them was at like 20,000, I think it was, maybe more than that. Okay, Public Records show we'll see a 2023 booking in Erie County, Ohio for unspecified charges. She's described as a single mother in some reports. So there you go. That's all we know. Now, we looked at the video one time. We watched it. It was disturbing. Now we know the particulars, the backgrounds. I don't know anything about the Somali couple, but I guess we know enough, right? They got into it. I don't know who struck first, who drew first blood. Maybe Wilsie didn't like the way they asked for the caramel. You give me caramel. Give me caramel now. Maybe she wasn't as prompt with the caramel, or maybe they asked in a rude way, according to Wilsie. Who knows? Who knows? I'll tell you who knows. Coons like Brandon Tatum. Yeah, Brandon Tatum says the Somalis pushed the white lady to be racist. Yeah, though. I tell you, man, the bigot brigade, the sellout sailors were going to sail. They're going to be the first ones up the hill, Johnson. The messy mercenaries. So anyway, so somehow she was forced to say N-words because, she was defending herself. So anyway, but now I want us to do something that I think is going to be necessary if we're going to kind of draw a conclusion about this. And of course, this is for my people that are grown adults who can put up with listening to this video again. I would like to now play the video, but I'd like to stop the video and point out things that I think some of us missed. Then we'll get into the commentary. So let's back her up, Johnson, here. Yeah, because when I listened to it the first time, for the second time, a different take.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person?
Right there. Like to go to that part right there, right out the gate. The Somali guy says to the woman, so sexualizing your body makes you a better person. Which leads me to believe maybe there was a conversation about the hijab. And Somali man was talking about, hey, well, maybe Wilsie started it with, maybe she asked something about the hijab, and they retorted like, this is what women do, clean women that aren't whores. In our culture, you're a whore. Sort of like, something like that, right? Because he's like, oh, you think showing yourself all over like this is good? Now I'm looking at Miss Chelsea or Wellesley. Other than being a health hazard, here's some unhealthy shit right here. She don't have a hairnet on or nothing. No hairnet, no gloves, no nothing. But of course, the biggot's gonna ride for her anyway. She could be a child endangerer, now have a hat on her fucking head, and have her hands in the food with no gloves, and they overlook all that shit. Why? Because to them, when it's white, it's right. But skipping back, let's go back to my main point. Their argument was about her personal. I don't know about you, but I don't see nobody partaking out. I mean, I'm no prude, but I know what breasts look like. I don't see them. I don't see no, tattoos on butt cheeks, no tramp stamp. Not that I'm opposed to these things. These things are, in the eye of the beholder, right? I'm not saying that, but I'm saying they're talking about culture, right? They're talking about because the only difference is they didn't talk about the unhygienic shit that I brought up. When I'm looking at her, I'm thinking, where's your hair hat? Where's your hat? Your hair net? Because I don't want your doggy hairs in my damn Cinnabon. That's what I'm thinking. They're not thinking that. They're thinking, you got hair out. But it wasn't enough for them to say, hey, maybe I don't want a Cinnabon from a lady who doesn't wear a hairnet. Maybe I don't want food for somebody who don't wear gloves. I don't see them anywhere, and I don't see them on her hands. And it looks like she may be handling food. So, but that's not what the remark was about. So this becomes a question of culture, right? Kind of important thing here. They're calling her dirty, a dirty infidel, without saying those words directly. But that's sort of like their comeback to her. But we don't know what she said. They said she said something insulting. And their comeback was to insult her culturally. Okay? Okay. It wasn't about her, whatever they say the language was, whatever they say their reason for getting pissed off with her, that's not what they're commenting about. They're commenting about white culture, her white culture, or whatever that is. Okay.
Sexualizing your body makes you a better person.
Are you recording?
I'm gonna record you. Yeah.
She doesn't respond. She says, are you recording me? She says, I'm going to record you. Okay? Okay.
Yes.
You want me to throw water on you? That's nigger.
Okay, and her response, I don't know why they got cut. I don't know what that was about, but she says, you want me to throw some water on you? And then it switches over to her saying the N-word. I'm thinking maybe they stopped recording, and then she started back up, and maybe there's a reason why the tape was cut. I don't know. I don't know what it was. Now we got to all make assumptions of what the real reasons were, right? But that's when she drops her first N-bomb.
You want me to throw water on you? That's nigger. I am racist.
Now, the first time she said it, it was I don't know. Was that a GA? I don't know what that was. I couldn't really hear it real well. But it wasn't meant in a communicative, like a community love way. It wasn't meant in a way of embracing culture, even though I'm against her using it at all. But I'm saying, though, she wasn't using it like, yo, you my niggas. You know what I'm saying? We niggas. She didn't mean it like that. She's using it in a derogatory way, at least a sarcastic way. Okay, can we get that? She's doing some sarcastic shit. This is where the bumper car goes down the hill.
You want me to throw water on you? That's nigger. I am racist.
So idiot, for
And
real.
you are a nigger.
You are.
There we go. Perfect. Perfect. I love this. At this point, she's fully embracing. It's seldom that you have people that are so freely and open about who they are, what they stand on. And it's a beautiful thing when a racist will say, hey, I'm racist. We know what to do with those people. We know how to treat those people. We know not to patronize the establishment of those people. We know If you want to record, that's fine. But that's information that's important. I wish we could get the same amount of openness from all people that we encounter in life, because I believe there are teachers that are racist and doctors that are racist. I believe there are all manners of people all across our daily lives that we interact with that are racist or hateful in some other way, right? That if you only knew it, maybe you would be able to counter it, or maybe you might be aware of some things, right? And possibly your treatment is different based on how they feel about you. But sometimes we don't know. We don't have any idea really why a thing is the way it is. You may not know when there's a sale because they didn't tell you. They charge you full price, and they knew they had a sale. But because you were the wrong whatever, they decide not to let you know. You know, maybe they give you an extra surprise in your cookies. Maybe put a little extra seasoning on your hot fries. A little something else, something special in your coffee, your Jamba Juice, whatever that is, that boba tea. Maybe a little something special in that boba tea you got. You understand what I'm saying? What I'm saying is, I don't support her saying you are the N-word and I'm racist and I'm gonna say it. I don't support her being that. I support her saying it. Yeah, we need not live in fantasy land. We should live in the real world. We should live in the real world, deal with real life things. And this is what it is. Okay? Let's keep going.
No,
I am racist, and I'll say that to the whole entire world. Don't be disrespectful.
You ruin your life, by the way.
Oh, you're talking about respect? You're talking about respect? You are fired from this place, motherfucker. You're not gonna be working here.
Suck it.
Suck what? Look how you
Suck
fucking look
it.
like.
What's wrong with you?
What the fuck is wrong with you, you fucking ugly bitch? Get the fuck out of my
Ugly?
face.
Talking about ugliness?
Did I stutter?
You're the ugliest person I ever seen in my life.
Good.
Fuck.
Your fucking
No, we're
face
not.
for
No,
what?
we're not. No, we're not.
Because you know damn well you're a
That's
fucking
respect.
evil
That's
fuck.
respect. Keep squeezing that caramel, bitch. Get the fuck out.
Ew, what's she doing? Did she moon them? Man, that's she raised money after mooning.
Out of here.
That was meant for you.
Yeah, man, you know, it's that's a supreme piece of footage right there, fam. That's beautiful footage. That's beautiful footage. Okay, so here we go. Yeah, she should have got fired. Like, I get why she got fired. Yeah, it's a franchise. They don't want no parts of this. This makes business look bad for all Cinnabons. Bad, bad, bad. Not a good thing at all. Yeah, not good. Got fired. Should have got fired. I don't know how she got hired. Oh, that's right. Not a lot of people want the job. It's not a bunch of people fighting over these jobs. It's a Cinnabon. That's something I remember when Cinnabon first came out. I remember a friend of mine named Chrissy working at the Cinnabon factory at Prince George's Plaza. I think Chrissy was 17 or 16. We were teenagers. And that's really who that job is for. It's not for 43-year-old women with mugshots, convictions, and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's really not for them. You know, with horrible customer service skills. You know, it's really not for them. Yeah. But I gotta say, why people that, I don't know who gave to this woman. I'm assuming that the people that gave to Miss Wells C, whatever his name is. What's her? I'm sorry. I'm gonna get her name. I'm gonna butcher your name. Can I at least come up with a version of her name, Tim, that we can stick to? What's her first name? Crystal. Okay, Crystal. That's it. Staying with Crystal. Okay, we could call her Crystal. The people that are giving to Crystal's GoFundMe and her Give Send Go support her, obviously. You look at some of the comments, and they're doubling, tripling, and quadrupling down on white people being racist, and there's nothing wrong with white people being racist. Racism's cool. It's the end thing now. You can make money, and she just made more money than she'll make all year from this video. Hell, I'm going to go ahead and bet she'll make 2 years worth of salary. She'll make 2 Cinnabon salaries in the 3 or 5, whatever. If she lets this run for a month, she'll make 2, maybe 3 years worth of salary just off the video. And I'm actually probably bidding low, right? It might be more than that because there are 2 campaigns going on right now that are taking money. And then we look and we say, damn, man, why do people like Brandon Tatum, Hodge twins, the old Candace Owens before she started going after Macrons and, Charlie Kirk Turning Point USA and, before she started doing that, when she used to, the vintage Candace Owens where it was a steady stream of shitting on black people. You see now exactly why they do it. It's very lucrative, right? It's a business model. Pays very well. It's a lot of white people that would love to give money to people that will dump on black people. Beautiful thing. Even if they're Somalian. You see it. It's in the works. It's right there for you. Cannot deny it. They're giving money in the comments. They're giving money because they think she got a raw deal. She shouldn't have been fired from Cinnabon. They started it. So what? This woman took her pants down. Sometimes you gotta take your pants down when people get you mad. Sometimes you gotta threaten to throw hot water on people. Sometimes you gotta call people the N-word a couple times and then tell the entire world how racist you are. This is what you have to do when you gotta deal with those types of people because these people are so horrible. This is how you have to act. Nothing wrong with it at all. Totally acceptable to these people. Not me saying it, this is what the comment is saying. And not only do they find it acceptable, they support it. Not only do they support it, they're giving money out of their accounts to give to her to show their support. So yeah, when we're saying, particularly me, when I'm saying, these people are horrible for being such sellouts, being the most derelict, pathetic supporters of all types of racism and bigotry against black Americans, I always got to remember that there's such a financial upside to it. It's a good, it's a lot of money in it. But what I would like to add, though, something that I'm seeing already, I'm seeing people act as if this is new shit. Welcome to the jungle, Somalians. Yeah, welcome to the jungle. There was one part that I missed. I meant to stop it. There was one part where she called them the N-word. And I'm just going to say it. I'm weighing in my head how to put it. They said, we're not. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand as a black American, somebody say, you N-word. I understand you define me as an N-word. How dare you, motherfucker? How dare you call me that? Okay. I get it. I understand there's going to be a lot of John Mubarakas and Jared Bales and is it Baller Bell? I always get you mixed up, Doc. I understand there are people, Mark Lamont Hills, that would say, no, you do not accept that framing. They're calling you this N-word. I get that. But no, I don't want to deny it. I want to say, okay, yeah, I'm an N-word. What's up? But see, the Somali made it clear. I'm not. I am not. I am Somali. I just want to make sure people got this. Did you get it? It's very important. It's very important that you get this. Because when they play it on CNN, they're not going to play it. When they talk about it in MS Now, they're not going to talk about it. Maybe some people in independent media are calling it out. Let me make it clear, fam. For people watching, when she says it,
Talking about ugliness?
Did I stutter?
You're the ugliest person I ever seen in my life. You're from this place, motherfucker. You're not gonna be it for
And
real.
you are a nigger.
You are an idiot. No,
I
I'm
am
not.
racist.
there it is. He says, no, I'm not. He says, no, I'm not. Somali man, you're not a nigger, huh? See, this is important. Who is? Who is Somali man person? Sir, who is an N-word? Damn it, this is important. Major outlets like People, New York Post, TMZ, the local Wisconsin stations labeled it a disturbing racist outburst, anti-black bias. Far-right ex-immigrant, anti-immigrant users portrayed her as a victim of Somali harassment in woke corporate overreach. Urging boycotts and sit-a-butt. This is one viral post claim. This is America. We stand with Americans. Garnering 51,000 likes. Others highlighted her as a hard-working white mom. No one's pointing out the point I just gave you, which is, what's the name of the Somali people? Tim, you probably won't be able to pronounce the names anyway. You will butcher the hell out the names if you find it. The point is this. Sab Daily Pay. I don't know what that is. The video was posted on TikTok by the woman's cousin and quickly spread. Sab Daily Pay. I don't know what that is. Anyway, the point is this, Johnson. These Somalian folks, particularly the guy, that's the only one who said it. And I did not hear the woman chime in and say anything that contradicted. They were very clear to say that they are not niggas. You understand what I'm saying? Now, we could have a real conversation on this point alone, because a lot of the conversation, a lot of the shit I've been hearing over the last couple of weeks, particularly since Trump said some things about Somalians in Minnesota, about a scandal that's taking place. Last time I checked, it was at $9 million being stolen. I got a clip that we could talk about later on in the show. People have been talking as if all the blacks and the Somalians are all one community, that we should be supportive. In fact, whenever anybody that looks brown has anything, I do mean anything, family, we're somehow roped into it and we're supposed to be the defenders. We're supposed to be the defenders of that group. But what happens when that group does not even feel remotely connected to us at all? Why do we have to be connected to them because people are treating them with racism? You understand what I'm saying? The only connection that we really have with them is that in this video, Crystal calls them the N-word. But other than that, it's got nothing to do with us. And I'm not saying I'm not saying what was done was correct. We could say that's disgusting. That Crystal's a degenerate. Fine. But I'm talking about some other shit totally. So don't let yourself be roped into that portion of it. Don't be triggered emotionally by that. What I'm saying is, they were just very clear to say they're not niggas. Then why do we get roped into this whole debate? See, this is my point. Whether we're talking about these Somalians here or the ones in Minnesota, Ilhan Omar going on the speeches, countless Democrats jumping in front of cameras the last week or so. Oh, we're there, we all together and all this shit. Same thing with the immigration conversation. Same shit I've been getting about me supporting closing the border. Same thing about me talking about wages being, the cost of labor being forced down by able to hire cheaper labor of undocumented migrants. Same thing I'm told I'm not being a good black. I'm being Steven. I'm being a sellout because these people have browns-ish skin. And we're not even talking about people that are as dark as Somalians. It's like everybody gets roped in with black Americans, but it's not to help black Americans at all. In fact, it's never to help us. It's always to help somebody else. It's always to get us to do some work. Family, that shit is rooted in racism. Damn it, what I'm saying is it's all rooted in racism. The fact you want me to have a certain type of reaction, or you're expecting some type of reaction from me because these people are brown skinned, shows and that you are making a judgment on black Americans if we do not have this certain reaction. It's almost like we work for you. It's almost as if we are the help. It's like we're the slaves or whatever group is going through any type of shit, which to me I feel is rooted right back in the same racism you say I should be helping you fight. The reason why you think you can come to black Americans and browbeat, make content, there's a whole boatload of content out there. Whenever anything happens to anybody that's not white in the world, if black Americans, not black Saudis, not black Somalis, not black Latinos, black Americans, if black Americans don't jump to defense, we are labeled all types of horrible shit. They don't make videos saying why aren't the Japanese, the Chinese, the Vietnamese, the Thai, Native Americans, Eskimos, the little people, nothing. Shout out to Dr. Claude Anderson. Nothing. No other group gets a saddle thrown on their back and people trying to ride them to freedom. Quite like black Americans. And what I'm trying to tell you is that shit is rooted in racism because no other group can be ordered to do such. No other group can be demanded. These people feel like they can demand black people to pick that up, nigga. Fight for me, blackie. Get involved, sister. Come on, black woman, get involved. The way that they move so quickly to throw us into fights. The Somali man very clearly said he's upset. White lady's saying shit to him. He don't like it. She calls him the N-word. He doesn't even strike back. He says, I'm not an N-word. See, when you're having a conversation, I look forward to having conversations with these scholarly folks, these academics. I look forward to having a conversation because they think we're dumb. And see, they overlook this. I'm sure what I've stumbled onto here, what I'm pointing out here is not some new phenomena. And it has been addressed in other instances. It's been brought up by people smarter than me, possibly Baldwin. You know, there are a number of intelligent minds, maybe something Malcolm X alluded to. You know, smart ideas, many people, can have them. A critical take is not something that only one person could ever come up with, of course. But what I'm saying is they know of this point of view. They just don't talk about it. They just do not add it to, they omit. They purposely omit the counter to the bullshit they're saying. And they rather keep you dumb and compliant. And a part of the agreement, the black people's job is to defend the world and get nothing fucking from it. We are the slaves. Get it? No one says people have to claim us when they're doing well. No one says Somalis are getting an award and things are going good and someone becomes best actor or makes a big business deal. Maybe they come up on $9 billion like they did in Minnesota. None of that shit went to black Americans. When things go well, no one goes, hey, you guys really need to go help the black community because the black community, blah, blah, blah. Never does that happen, Johnson. When things are going well for them, we are not thought of. When anything, I mean, folks, it's not, I'm just talking about people of color because people do the same thing with Ukrainians. They do the same thing with the Jewish. Fam, I'm just sticking right now because these are Somalis. We just focus right there, but make this be clear. They do this shit with everybody. No one else catches it like this. You think I'm wrong? Go check TikTok. You're going to see videos. Why aren't black people fighting harder? Why aren't we being more defensive of what Trump is saying about the Somalians? They not niggas. He just told you they not black Americans. Very clear. That's a very distinct term. Even when the racists use it for the Middle Easterners, they call them sands. Because they know it's not the same thing. See, a scholar uses a lot of words. They got rhetorical skill. They got ability to do a lot of talking. But at the end of the day, if you slow them down, if you hit pause, you can unpack all that bullshit they talking. Family, in this system that we live in, they put us on the bottom. I don't know what I have to do to convince people of reality. The stove is hot. The block is hot. You understand what I'm saying? You can go out there if you want. You're going to discover the same thing. But if you are listening to corporate media, liberals lie to you, gaslight you, use your emotion, jump into your feelings, right? You can overlook the whole thing, and that is that you are being a mule. They expect us to be their mule. Now, I'm not even suggesting that that's what this guy meant. That Somalian dude, he might not feel that black people owe him a goddamn thing. But I'm talking about others. I'm not talking about him particularly because I do not know him. So I'm not putting that on him, right? Because I don't know him. I know what he said. Maybe he would be of the opinion like, yo, nah, I'm not saying, I'm saying I'm not one, but I don't expect y'all to do nothing about me. I don't expect you to get upset. I don't expect you to ride. I don't expect us to band together and fight against this white lady. Maybe that would be his course. I haven't heard a press conference, anything to that term. In fact, whenever there's a problem, I never hear them say that. I've been covering content for 14, 15 years, fam. I've never had a minority person ever say, nah, we don't need the black people getting involved. Nah, we ain't up to them. Why are we pulling them into our shit? We can fight for ourselves. We don't need black people why are you guys asking black people to do X, Y, Z and get involved in? I've never heard it. And you know what? I never hear these people that call themselves Pan-Africanists, Black internationalists. I never hear them saying it either. I never hear them saying, Black Americans have no duty. That we are not your maids. We are not your... We're not your field hands. We're under no duty whatsoever. And just like this good Somali man let the white lady know. In fact, they said, hey, I mean, nothing for nothing. I'm just going to throw this in there. I mean, if she didn't drop the N-word, she really didn't have any other artillery. Her artillery consisted of N-word, N-word. And that wasn't working because, like he said, they're not N-words. They were going for Big A. They told her that her life was ruined. Yeah, told her that she was the ugliest person they ever saw, and her life was ruined. Basically, and she's an unclean woman. They said some hard shit too, but no one's going to talk about it because she used the lightning rod of words. And don't get it twisted, is maybe she didn't use those words, she don't get the money. Because shitting on black people is an industry. And even if you're not dealing with black people, if they're brown skinned, you can use the word and the whites will come running and defend the opposite of that word. Get what I'm saying? It worked for Zimmerman. Zimmerman's a whole Mexican. He shot Trayvon. And since Trayvon, who was unarmed, was black, they got behind Zimmerman. Because Daniel Penny was white, or is white, and Jordan Neely was black, unarmed, they got behind Daniel Penny. Didn't matter, he was twice his size, with training from the military against a homeless person with all types of mental issues. Didn't matter. And in this case, this is a woman with child endangerment clauses. Do you know how easily they throw black people under the bus? A black kid can have a jaywalking charge, stealing a pack of gum out of a store. And you'll be hard pressed to find any white support in the conservative lane for that black kid. But you could be a white woman who's been charged with endangering her children, and they'll line up behind her. She could be 43 working at the Cinnabon, and they won't say she's a loser. They won't cast her out. They won't say get rid of this. Oh, this is, we don't want to claim her. No, they jump behind her anyway. To the tune, I'm going to bet we're going to end up around 100 grand. Watch us do it, because this thing's got legs. It just started yesterday. They just started the GoFundMe's yesterday. I saw one that was over 60. The goal was just under 100,000. And then the other one, I didn't even look at. I didn't even know there were two. I just saw the GoFundMe. I didn't know it was a give, send, go going. If anybody looks up those two programs, put in the comment section how much money they've raised so far. So this is an industry. But once again, like the conversation, they're all using us. You really don't think that the white lady didn't know that she wasn't talking to two black Americans? She using black people. Everybody comes up on us except us. I mean, unless you're Brandon Tatum, Candace Owens, High Twins. But you know what I'm saying? Like, there are black conservatives, some black conservatives that use blackness to come up. You know what I'm saying? And I know it's interesting. But she used black people to come up. This is a come up for her. You really don't think she could tell a difference? She could tell a difference. She's not a dumb woman. She calculated in her head. She saw Shiloh make a grip. You don't think she wasn't thinking all these things? In fact, family, of course I have no evidence of this. Who's to say it's not all a setup? She's got a shit job making shit money, doing shit no one wants to do. Why not go for it? Why not split, go 60, 70, 30, because she's taking all the risk. Any backlash to come is going to come her way. I'm just saying at this point, isn't this a business model? Isn't this a play? As much as we got people out here trading, we got people out here buying crypto. Some of you right now are buying crypto or putting money in different shit. You know what's more reliable investment? Shitting on black people. Talking shit about black people is a much more lucrative investment. Ask Milo to Nick Fuentes, to ask Steven Crowder, ask Bishop, ask anybody in media. Where's the money at? Ask Elon. He built a whole platform on it. Come on, Johnson. So we can't overlook the whole possibility. I mean, in fact, the more I talk about it, the more it seems pretty evident. I mean, why else would you call two obvious Somalians N-words? And why is anybody focused on the fact they said they weren't? Not, we do call us N-words, we don't call us, how dare, but instead it's like, I'm not. There goes some walking there. There goes some not talking to me. I'm not in. It's just important to point out. It very much is an important point to make because the conversations around this are amazing. Family, this thing is going to go as viral as Shiloh. She made a lot of money off of it. I don't know where it stopped, where the money train stopped at finally. But she was in six figures, comfortably in six figures. It's a thing, man. And to me, it's like it's gonna take us waking up to it. I don't know if we can't control it. We can't control our value in the marketplace, but there's such a value. There's a negative value and a positive value of blackness in our society. It's a beautiful thing. How do we capitalize off of that for ourselves? So let me get this right. I cannot stand up for black Americans in the country that we built a lot of shit against our will. It's property. I can't stand up for us having a business, having a line of work that we did historically, being overrun. You want me to blame the capitalists? I blame them. What we gonna do about it? You got any plans, thoughts, ideas? And if a president says we want to cut off the spigot where these people are coming in, because let's be real, guys, the real problem is now it's infringing upon a lot of working class white jobs. And those working class white jobs, those workers have votes. And those working class folks are pissed, which is why it's such a big part of the MAGA movement. And also racism and bigotry and those things too. Never take that off the table. But I'm not saying that's not the only reason why. It's not everything. I mean, this is disposable income. No one's giving Crystal their rent money, their mortgage money. They're not giving their kids education allowance. They're giving their extra money to this like they would give to a Netflix movie. When we talk about the giving to these bigots or perceived bigots, for all we know, they might not even be, she might be married to a black man. We don't even know. She might have black kids at home that she left unattended. You don't know. It's what works on the internet. Damn, this has been a good conversation. I wonder if there's any angles I left out. Let's go to comment section and see if there's anything I left out. I do feel that we have touched on a lot here. And on surface level, it's another one of those stories. But when you start unpacking it, it's like, wow, There is more to this. There's a lot more to this that can be discussed that you won't get just anywhere. Black people are tired. I know I'm tired. Aren't you tired? White people that rock with me, aren't you tired? I mean, imagine this. Imagine hearing this shit all the time, no matter who it is. People you got nothing to do with. And I'm not saying you don't support. You hate hearing that people are getting a raw deal. You hate hearing people, violence being committed or bad things happening to people. You don't support bad things happening to people. That's not the type of person you are. But to be told it's your obligation to spearhead the defense, that it's your job. I mean, look at what Jasmine Crockett and Ayanna Presley, and look at what they do. Look how far they jump. Where are the equivalent white women with said outrage? Where are the white ladies with similar equivalent outrage to other groups receiving black people punishment, black people discrimination? I mean, at the end of the day, you really just, I don't give a fuck what group it is. The treatment of those groups pale in comparison to the way black people were treated in America. Not even close. You can't even put that in the same category. This is why I get so ticked off when I have these scholars trying to tell me some shit. When they're equating slavery, literal black Americans in chattel slavery, to a migrant coming here next week or last month to make some money and get deported. That they're comparing these things and trying to make them similar. You know, there's different ways to get hit. You can get hit with an open hand, and you can be hit with the barrel of a shotgun and break your jaw, your cheek, all that shit. Those are both hits. And then there's a hit by a hit man who can run up and blow your head off. You can get hit by a train. To say someone got hit is a real simplification. Yeah, it may be in the same realm of being hit, but the devastation, the aftermath, the total carnage, right, it's totally different. And that's how I look at a lot of shit that gets compared to black folks. But you tell me, maybe I need to be educated. You tell me. Though I do this all day, every day, I don't have another job, I go do that, then I just fire up the computer and come say a bunch of shit. No, I don't recall seeing anyone that's living quite like black women about what be happening to these other groups of people that aren't black. I'm trying to tell you, fam, it's all a setup, it's all a game, it's an industry. And they're also playing in it. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying those people are forced to do what they do. It's the industry. They used to call it manumission. Is that it? Where the black slave could win their freedom by rescuing a white person. Those manumissions. It's a lane for black people to play. The savior. And we can name with the good ones. What are the good ones? It's the Bagger Vance model. It's the Driving Miss Daisy blueprint. And look how it gets rewarded. It gets rewarded in our society. We're built on it, Johnson. And look how look how Morgan Freeman got rewarded for that role of Driving Miss Daisy. The Help comes to mind. Viola Davis comes to mind. Octavia Spencer. You remember? Anytime, any scenario when Man on Fire, Denzel Washington, any scenario where a black person is willing to jeopardize, risk, or defend anybody else it's a winner. It's a winner for you. It's a winner to the box office. People love to see it. And this I know is not some crazy, like, made up shit. Like, I know people have talked about this extensively, right? But what I'm saying, looking at this situation, I see it pretty clean. It's pretty clean. It's pretty plain, fam. Yep. 3 kids. Trailer park. Showing her white privilege. I live in Ohio. I see she fled too. It's crazy. Okay, so I'm so far. Look, my messages are so far backed up. This thing does not move. Well, the Give Send Me Go platform is a Christian-based platform. So yeah, it does support racism. Very much so. They kicked me out of the Roland Martin chat room and said not to support. Back to me. Not to respond back to you. Okay. Well, you know, it's sort of like, thank you, Rashad. I appreciate it. Rashada Bruce. Rashada Bruce, thank you. Or that could be Rashad A. Bruce. I don't know. But thank you, Johnson. And see, that's why I started calling people Johnson, because I'd be talking to my audience, communicating with my community, and I couldn't tell the gender of who I'm talking to. So I just started calling everybody Johnson. That's really where they got the name of their show that they used for me doing it here on this platform. And that's why I did it, because I don't know if you're Rashad or Rashada, or is this Rashad A? Get what I'm saying? Anyway, I just thought I'd point that out. I know it's not that major deal. But yeah, family, this is like an interesting topic. It's something, I don't know really how we combat it, but being aware of it can help you see things clearer. So what's the benefit of knowing this stuff, right? What's the benefit of being aware that the manipulation game, the tactics, I think it matters. I think it matters to know these things. Because the people that are doing it, they know what they're doing. You don't think that those people, when they're championing for, when they make a cognizant effort to champion for people that don't look like us, you don't think I believe they know the stakes and they know what the benefits are of doing so. You got to know what the benefits are of doing so. You're a politician. You understand what you're doing. You're a politician or you're a commentator. You're Joy Reid or you're Rachel Maddow or Lester Holt. I don't know what he's doing these days. But whoever you are, you have a platform. You're making a decision. And I'm just saying, people need to be aware of the politics of all this shit. Because it's regular working class people. From time to time, will dig into their pockets and give to causes, who will internalize things they see and hear and carry it around with them during their day. It will impact their personal lives. Some of these things impact your life. So I think it's important to know what's really going on, what's behind the scenes, right? What's some of the thought process, how this plays into a larger scheme of things, because if you're not thinking about it, they can pull a fast one on you. have us arguing with one another because some of us understand what's going on and some of us don't. And we got people sitting around beating up on people that figured out the game and calling those people sellouts, liars, and cowards, and all other types of names. You sided with the white people. You sided with the racists. And you're just totally not getting it. Why don't you support the Somali brothers? You see, and now that everybody's got access, now everybody's got TikTok. They don't even got to talk long. They can talk for 15 seconds. 15 seconds and not saying anything that needs to be heard by anybody. Total wrong take, but they get to put it out. It can go viral. And that will impact somebody else sees it who's also uninformed, and now they're impacted by it. So, though I don't have the power to change anything, fam, I think it's important to say the truth. And hell, stay dangerous. That's why we're the most dangerous show in America. If we keep it up, eventually, if we keep up the momentum, if we continue to call things out, don't get caught up in parties. Don't get caught up in personalities. Continue to call things out. I think it will at some point have an impact. Y'all ready to keep going? That's what I'm talking about, family. Fake outrage and chaos. Fake outrage and chaos. And sitting back, family, and getting paid off all that. Sitting back and getting paid off all of that. Yes. And then convincing Big Mama and them that they was on our side. And I don't know about you, man, but it's a special kind of low. It's a special kind of insult, you know, to trick. I'm not talking about greedy politicians, but I feel a certain kind of way about them tricking good people, fooling them, right, and using them in this scheme for them to get paid, and then having them cheer for it. You know what I'm saying? Then have them cheer for the people that are doing the manipulating. You know what I'm saying? That's a certain kind of level of disgusting. And we should call that out. You know what I'm saying? We should call that out and we should fight for that. Fight against that. You know, you may not agree with my point of view, but I'm standing on some shit. You ain't got to agree. I'm fine with you not agreeing with it, but I'm going to stand on where I stand because I got principles, right? And I'm going to sit back and watch good people be made a fool of. Yeah, it's one thing if someone robs you. It's another thing if you give them a ride home afterwards. Yeah. All right, guys, let's keep it moving. I got a couple other clips I'd like to get to tonight. If we got a little bit more time left, how we doing over here, Buck? I know I started a little bit late. Let me try this other clip here, fam. Yeah, that's right. Crystal Therese Wilsey. Crystal getting that money. Erie County, Ohio. 3 children. That's what the third man, 3 children. Times 3.
Next Next up, with Tim Black.
You decided not to stay and fight. You decided to give in.
After President Trump called me a traitor, I got a pipe bomb threat on my house, and then I got several direct death threats on my son.
On your son?
On my son.
You say the president put your life in danger. You blame him. You say he fueled a hotbed of threats against me, and that you blame him for the threats against your son.
The subject line for the direct death threats on my son was his words, Marjorie Trader Green. Those are death threats directly fueled by President Trump. I told him, I told J.D. Vance, I told them all, sent those directly to them.
Response?
J.D. Vance replied back to me, we'll look into it. I got response back from President Trump that I will keep private, but it wasn't very nice.
Give us a hint of what the president said.
It was extremely unkind.
Her life is in danger? Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says.
Marjorie Trader Green. I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
4 more years.
This new intense vitriol between them is jarring, considering
waves the state.
Was his words.
I don't know what happened with her, but I can say this. You know, a lot of people are buying into this. A lot of people are buying into Marjorie Taylor Greene. A lot of people. A lot of people are buying into Marjorie Taylor Greene. And I've been looking at her. You know, I've been looking at her with different eyes. Family business, ownership in Taylor Commercial Inc., a Georgia-based commercial construction company founded by her father, valued at between $5 million and $25 million, before she even started politics. Real estate investments in stocks, digital world acquisition. Anyway, Bitcoin, purchases in Apple, Dell, Nike, Palantir, Amazon, book royalties, congressional salary, other ventures. Anyway, so she's basically your basic congressperson. Actually, she's on the high end of congressional people making money. But anyway, we know she's resigned, and she says because Trump make life difficult for her, makes it unsafe for her to be a political person, this thing. And she credits most of that to Donald Trump calling her a traitor. Marjorie Trader Green. And I want to say this, man. And I want to say it with my full chest. So I'm hoping this cold will stay down because I don't care. Yeah, I don't care if you got death threats, and I don't care that he called you a traitor because you were very happy to take all of the winnings for being the friend of Trump. Yeah, man, this idea that you didn't know what you got your ass into dealing with Trump. Look, everybody knows Trump seeks revenge. Everybody's been talking about it. Trump is petty. Petty LaBelle. Petty Jackson. We all knew it. It's sort of like they say when you become a cop, you knew the job was dangerous when you took it. When you become a detective, when you become a garbage man, when you become a person working at a sewer plant, you know it was a dirty job when you took it. You wanted the upsides for being Trump's friend. It made you a household name. I didn't know who the hell you were, nor should I. Nor should I know who you are. Should know who you are at all. Bad built, blonde, bleached blonde, bad built, whatever. funny, catchy, but it's not a positive thing to be labeled. Why should we know who she is? The only reason why we knew who she was is for the outlandish claims she made, crazy shit that she got popular for, bunch of conspiracy theories with no evidence at all of them being true, and then being a big-time supporter, probably the most vocal, most obvious Trump supporter in the whole country. And then you want to turn, after you have risen off the guy, after you've done getting all the mileage you can get out of the guy, then you flip on the guy. And you don't expect him to say, F you? You don't expect for him to say F you and then people to have a reaction from that? You were happy to take the accolades. You took the pats on the back. You took all the pictures. You took all the benefits. Yeah, we're not going to pretend not to know that there's a upside to being a friend of Donald Trump. You took that part. You were like, no, I don't want to get anything for this. I'm doing this because I'm a patriot. Don't look at, no. Don't support me because of my relationship with Donald Trump. Don't give to my campaign because of that. Don't vote for me because of that. Don't do anything for me because of my relationship with Donald Trump. Do it all on my merits of what I'm fighting for. Now, you didn't do that. But that's what you want to do now. And that's why it's good you're leaving. It's good. I'd like to see more people leave Congress. There's a lot of dead-weight in Congress that needs to go. Get out. Hit the bricks. This is a gift. I wasn't even thinking about you. I was thinking about Democrats. Democrats opening the door to you is just another clear indication that they are full of shit. Yes. A bunch of mercenaries. Yeah. If you ride in with the gang, you don't get to quit the gang. The gang quits you. Ain't that what they say? Ain't that like the first thing you get jumped in and jumped out? And most of the time, carried out. Ain't that how it works? Nah, you don't get to now play victim. So, I don't feel bad for Marjorie Taylor or Marjorie Trader Greene, because in order to be called a traitor, at one time, you had to be a henchman. Yeah, one time you weren't a traitor, you were a co-conspirator, you were a practicing lieutenant in the Trump world who reaped all the benefits of it. And then when shit goes south, you go south too. It ain't no different to me than Omarosa. Yeah, I didn't feel differently about Omarosa. I'm not going to give you a pass. I didn't give her one. No one gave Stacey Dash a pass. Why should you get a pass? Because you built black beach, BBB? That why? Because you had some money? Because the construction company that your dad left you? Is that it? What is it about you that should make anybody feel any differently about you? Nothing. Another thing I thought was hilarious. She like get offended that people wanted her to stay. People want her like, why would you leave? You're going to hurt the numbers. You're doing this. Yeah, for all these years, she's been championing that she was this person fighting for certain issues. And then because she has a falling out with Trump, now all of a sudden those issues are no longer important. Which one was it? Were you kissing Trump's ass, or were you really fighting for those issues? And don't tell me you had a family. You had a family before this. You had a family 4 years ago. You had a family 2 years ago. Now all of a sudden you care about your family? I thought it was dangerous being Trump's friend. I thought everybody was trying to kill Trump. I thought there was a certain risk in being supporters of MAGA. See, the truth starts coming out. The real risk is not being a supporter of MAGA, isn't it? Isn't that the real risk? The risk is going against whatever gang you was with. You know, if you was a Democrat and then you shit on the Democrats, they're going to be Democrats who got you in their crosshairs. You'll be in their crosshairs. You'll be on their shit list. That's the same thing. It's not Trump, it's people that support him. And someone who's gotten more than a few death threats over the years, all you gotta do is piss people off, and there'll be somebody sending you some type of note, some type of something. It's really not that rare. And cops can't do anything unless they act on it. People have to act on the threat, which means they get a free shot at you before anything can happen to them. That's how the shit works. That's why whatever you say, you should stand on it. You better hope you stand on it. It'd be real, not just something to say for a couple dollars, because you never know who's listening and what they're on. Because there'll be people believing the shit they believe. Well, actually believing what they say. That's it. There are people that believe what they say that are not you, Marjorie Taylor. So no, in closing, guys, I like to encourage everybody not to feel bad for her. And also, not to accept this new version of her. She's still the same her. Full of shit. Yeah, I'm not buying this new version, this rehab. And it's not because Trump. It's not because of partisan bullshit. It's not because I side with AOC or Crockett. I don't rock with either one of them. None of the three. But I believe you chose your bed. You made your bed, now lay in it. And I feel the same way if Crockett, who was up here talking about Biden, how much she loved Biden, and then all of a sudden she took a new turn. And then Biden would have it in for her. Same thing. You don't think there would be some progressives somewhere? Anyway, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. It is what it is. Guys, what y'all think about this? Yeah, I'm not impressed, nor do I feel sad. Nothing to see here, Johnson. They work for the same corporation? I don't know if they work for the same corporation. They work for corporations. I don't know if it's always the same one. It's always funny how people, yeah. I'll leave it alone. I won't say it. Yeah, there's more than one corporation that people work for. It's donors, special interest groups, what have you. Yeah, yeah, it's money. There's money to be made. Lots of money to be made, Johnson, and they're to collect it all. I think I got one more clip. Yeah, something weird happened at the end of that. What was that popped up, Johnson?
Marginally unkind.
Her life is in danger? Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says.
Marjorie Trader Greene.
I wanted to get your take on the fraud case that has created political shockwaves in your state. Federal prosecutors have charged dozens of people in connection with an alleged scheme to steal money from a food charity for children. According to the New York Times, some of them are linked to the Democratic Party and others are members of the Somali community. The administration is seizing on the controversy to question the credibility of prominent lawmakers in the state, including Governor Tim Walz. What's your reaction to what's been coming out?
The fraud that occurred is real. At this point, it's not just alleged. People have indeed been convicted. They were stealing money from kids that was supposed to go to food that would feed them. People were stealing money that should have gone towards housing stabilization. And when that happens, you prosecute, you charge, you hold the person accountable, and yeah, they go to jail. As individuals, They go to jail as individuals because you should rise based on your own merit. You should fall based on your own flaws. The entire community of Somalis or any other community should not be held accountable. You know, Reverend, I'm Jewish, but when Bernie Madoff got in big trouble for financial crimes, a Jew himself, nobody held me accountable for that. Ted Kaczynski, you know, the Unabomber, Polish, but nobody held all the Polish people in the United States accountable for what he did. And so in America, again, you have the freedom of choice. You make decisions. When those decisions are against the law, you get held accountable as an individual. The whole community, however, does not.
I don't know why I keep seeing this picture of Crystal here popping up. I screwed that up. Okay. But anyway. We're talking about $9 billion. Hell, we were talking about $2 billion, and that was a lot. It went up since last time I reported on it. Some 70-something people have been arrested or indicted, or I don't know. I don't know how many pled guilty. Okay, first of all, he worked on this. Yeah, this is the mayor. He worked on this. This is his comms people working on the messaging around this segment. Had it all laid out. Kaczynski and the other guy, Unabomber, and You're right. Bernie Madoff, that's it. Bernie Madoff and Madoff with all those people's money. You know, first of all, the Bernie Madoff thing, that definitely does reflect on the whole group. I don't know about the Polish. Nah, I'm joking. Let's say this, Johnson. You're taking a comparison that happened with one person. You're taking a comparison of one person and putting that on an entire group of people. That's crazy talk. No one does that shit. Except when it's black people. Okay. Happens all the time. I don't even know where you've been, dude. Like, really. That's why your nose and your head has been up the Somali community's ass. His nose and head have been up the ass of the Somalian community. So far, he can't see anything else. Where you been, fam? You just realized that we scapegoat the entire communities when a member of the community does something. That's why black people cringe. Whenever anything bad gets done, we go, oh no, don't let them be black. Because we know it hasn't got anything to do with the person. We don't know who did it. We're not, oh no. We're doing it because of us and self-preservation. Because we already know the backlash that will come. The stares at the water cooler. The different treatment of people at the job the next day. People on the commute, people on the train. All types of crazy shit. This is the black experience. I'm not expecting this guy to know that. He's not black, and Somalians aren't black either. And obviously, that's who he's been talking to. See, in this city, if you don't kiss the ass of the Somali community, you can't get elected. That's why he has a job. But let's be certain. This is definitely reflective of that group of Somalis, because it was a Somali Democrat thing. They worked in tangent. They worked together. So, yeah, this is reflective of those group of people. Not every Somalian in the country, just the ones in Minnesota that were doing this shit. And I will not shield them from the repercussions of their actions. It's up to their community. When's the last time I seen people from their community coming out and really hammering them about this shit? All I see is a bunch of defending. I don't see any throwing under the bus. Man, if black people stole $9 billion and sent it out the country, bought new cars and shit, you know how much shit we get when one black person takes $1 million? You know how much shit we got to listen to? We're talking about 2 to 9 billion. A lot of purchases of expensive vehicles and homes, and a large amount of that money went back to Somalia. And remember, this wasn't donations like Black Lives Matter that people freely gave. This was government money, meaning it took the government to get it done. How else did you get government money? Somebody was involved on the inside. That's why Democrats and Somalians on the hot seat. They should be on the hot seat. It's just so sad, man. You know, when people show their bias to such a degree, fam, if it was Republicans and Ukrainians, there are communities of Ukrainians, there are communities of, where'd those South Africans go that Trump went and rescued? What if they had a scheme where they siphoned off billions of dollars? You don't think that it wouldn't be coverage day in and day out on MS Now, NPR, all the liberal networks? It sure as hell would be. You don't think all your friendly independent media people wouldn't be talking about it? The ones now who are running interference, calling it racism to talk about this shit? Nah, it's not racist. It does show black people be slacking. We need to do a better job. $9 billion could change some shit. $9 billion, $2 billion changes something. It's almost as much as we give Israel on a regular basis. $2 billion, that's a lot of money. I'm going with the lower amount. I can't even wrap my head around getting away with $9 billion worth of theft. I mean, $9 billion? Yeah, well, as soon as I heard the amount of money we're talking about, I knew it had to be involved at a higher level. In fact, I'm waiting to see exactly how far up the food chain it went. Once again, I'm not seeing people truly go after the perpetrators. Yeah, it should be open season. This is money that, as stated, the people that were supposed to receive this money, the children and those in need who are supposed to have received this money. Yeah. Remember Brett Favre, guys? Remember Brett Favre? Man, we ripped the hell out of Brett Favre. Not everybody. I covered it. A lot of people covered Brett Favre taking money out of Mississippi, right? It was nowhere near this amount of money. Now, he's free. I'm just saying, Johnson. It's not unheard of for people to get caught up like this. The people that went after Brett Favre, the people that covered Brett Favre, they weren't being racist. He did some disgusting, degenerate shit. And he did try to sue Shannon Sharp for talking about it. Remember that? Saying this was like a smear job, smearing him or whatever. Nah. So, like, at least I don't wake up every day and say, hey, I'm going to say negative things about Somalians. And I'm thinking most stable-minded people who are not racist, most of them don't wake up every day either. But when something like this pops up, and let's be clear, man, these people are not really like assimilating into America. That's another thing. And you know, fuck it. Fam, if you come to America, you benefit from what we've done in America so that you could come here. That you could come here and take a part of this American experiment, whatever you call this. Then you stay being who you were before you came here. Like, you practice everything like you were doing before, as if this is a little your country. Hey, there's going to be backlash from that. It just is. People not going to understand it. They're not going to buy into it. They're going to feel like you have transformed their community into something that it wasn't originally, and that's true. That is true. So I get the backlash. Now, does that mean you get to discriminate? That you get to harass people? No, it doesn't. But let's not act like these things are totally out of the realm of understanding. You know? I think it's going to definitely be, sometimes going to be issues. If there's something like this happens, something like this where that's the whole state of Minnesota. That money came from working people. Nobody gives taxes because they feel, philanthropic, like they just want to get a charity. If you don't give taxes, you go to jail. So they took taxpayer money and stole it. People gonna feel a certain kind of way about that. Nobody should have to apologize for roasting people, going after people who stole their money. That money could have stayed in the pockets of those Minnesotans. That money could have been spent or not even collected. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, you understand what I'm saying. We understand it. But this mayor suddenly doesn't get it. Hey, any group of people that did this would catch hell. Yeah, any group of people that did this would catch hell. I don't care who they are. If that money came out of taxpayers' pockets, they would catch hell. To me, they've been treated nice. This has been a cakewalk for them. This is a beautiful thing. I think based on the news reporting that I've heard, that little bit of negative talk, that little bit of Trump talk, to me, that doesn't seem as bad as things could get. Let's hope it doesn't get worse, because it could get worse. What part of stole don't you get? They stole money, federal money, well, it was taxpayers' money. It's not like they stole from a private company. People can feel a certain kind of way about that. I'm not saying they should do anything. It's not already being done. But to be defensive like, oh, don't blame these people. What the fuck? Somebody benefited from that. And some people did not benefit from it. And the people that benefited from it were certain people. Who should be upset about it are Somalians. Somalians should be on TV roasting the shit out of those Somalis that did it. But I got a feeling they're defending it. That's what I've seen. I've seen a bunch of people defending people that didn't do it, but not trashing the ones that did do it. Get it? That sounded bad. I see people defending people that didn't have anything to do with it, which I understand. But I haven't seen them have any venom, any anger towards the people that did it, that have put them in a certain position. That's missing. As if they're beyond or above being criticized. As if the anger is misplaced. You're not being framed, motherfucker. You did it. People have already copped to the shit. It's been documented. It's not a smear. It's not a conspiracy. It isn't like when they said, remember they were saying they're eating the dogs, eating the cats and the dogs. I saw no proof that anybody's dogs and cats were being eaten. No proof. That's a smear, right? That's a conspiracy theory that's unproven. This ain't that. This is real shit. Hell, man. And we got a couple of, it looks like some black people who do a smash and grab at a Target. We got to hear about it for 3 weeks. Real talk, guys. If a group of black kids allegedly, or looks like there was a group of black kids, because usually we're wearing masks, run into an Apple store. It's all over, everywhere. It's somewhere in Seattle. It's everywhere. We got to read about this shit. We're talking about $9 billion in organized ring with payments being sent. People taking bags of money out of the country. Family, we're talking about real shit. We're talking about real. It is what it is. It is what it is. That's it. I mean, to me, it's like a bunch of hypocrisies, man. A bunch of hypocrites, a bunch of finger pointers, and then we get this sleazeball mayor trying to defend it. He's not defending the thievery, but he's like defending the people as if, you know, I don't know. Seems weird. That's all I got, fam. I want to thank everybody who came in tonight. Thanks for coming through and checking out the Tim Black Show. It's my job to try to call it straight. I think I did my job tonight. Hope that it made sense. Let me know what you think about it. You can always email me at tim@timblacktv.com. As always, become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack. Become a VIP. Help support this content. Also get free access, unlimited access to all our content. I put out a lot of work. Not to mention, we got ebooks, we got downloads, we got all types of good shit. Matter of fact, maybe I'll put something together about this Somali issue. And let me get it in my head correctly, how I would have framed it. Also, guys, go to timblackmug.com to pick up a Tim Black mug. I got mine around here somewhere. All right, guys. That's all I got. I got number love for you. Remember to stay brave, stay courageous, and most of all, stay dangerous. You've been watching the most dangerous show in America. I'm Tim Black. I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully 9:30 p.m. sharp, right here. Everybody's got reasons for doing what they do. Here goes just a few of mine, family. I love y'all. Thank you to my moderators, Buck Bewley, Ebony, and the one and only Black Mamba. Thanks, Wolfpack, for being here.